I'm here with Kevin Ormsby and Brian Murphy. Kevin Ormsby is an instructor of CITC. Actually graduated in, what year was that, Kevin?
1999.
1999, oh so long ago. And we have Brian Murphy here, who graduated in 2011 and then was Student of the Year, I believe?
Correct.
Great. Well, what I thought would be interesting is for the two of you to talk, since Kevin, you were Brian's instructor in the third year, and to give the folks who are listening an understanding of what it's like to be in a classroom setting at CITC.
All right. Well, I'd just like to give you a brief background. As I graduated from high school and really thought the opportunity to be in construction would be fantastic. The problem was, as I was able to find work, was getting a clear direction, even though it was what I knew I wanted to do. I was fortunate enough to get hired by W.G. Clark, who was involved in the CITC program, and it really helped solidify my direction to go to school, to show them the commitment I was willing to make, as well as the on-job training I received. After graduating, CITC was really just a springboard for advancement in my career, not only to accept more responsibility, but with that comes the opportunity to make more money as well. And when the opportunity came for me to be able to be an instructor, since I had had such a great experience with my teachers, the friends that I had made, I jumped at the opportunity to be an instructor. And aside from maybe feeling a little old, I can't tell you that I treasure the opportunity to work with the next generation of construction workers as they come along. I can't tell you the need for trained, energetic people with a good work ethic in the construction industry. There's such a great need for that right now. And if I could tell anybody, if you need a clear direction and it's something you'd like to do, that CITC is a great opportunity for them to get a foothold into the construction industry.
You have a student here, well actually he's now a journey level carpenter who meets that criteria of energy and commitment to work.
Without a doubt. Mr. Murphy, who was an excellent student and proved that by being Student of the Year in his 4 years. The best part about class is it's not necessarily what one would consider a formal class setting, as maybe in high school. And even though it's important that we get the knowledge out there and the understanding, for us it was the opportunity to have discussions as a group and to be open and ask questions. There weren't discipline. There was no board of education where someone got a hack if they misbehaved. It was the opportunity for us to interact as more or less as peers to get that education, as opposed to I am the instructor, listen to me, this is how it's going to be. It was the opportunity to work together.
Well, Brian, what was your experience like in class?
Well, my experience in class was awesome. I had a great time all 3 years, the entire duration of my experience with CITC was exhilarating. It was phenomenal. It was, sadly enough, I looked forward to coming each of my school nights, not just to get away from wife and kids that were sitting at home waiting for Dad to get there, but to enjoy the camaraderie of my peers. And knowing that, like Kevin had said, is that I was taking steps to advance myself, my family, and the construction industry. And CITC was an absolutely wonderful avenue to do that. Not only did I learn on the job, but the things I learned at school via phenomenal instructors was second to none.
And Kevin, you came back.
I came back.
You came back to teach the next generation.
I enjoyed it so much that I returned. I know at times, when I first started school, I thought it might be tragic to give up that one evening a week. But after the 4 years was completed, I couldn't believe that it had gone so quickly. And although at times I thought maybe I was giving up that time with my wife and my daughter, I realized they too were actually benefiting from this, as I was accepting a career in construction and provided the opportunity for them to have a better life because I had a stable career and the opportunity to advance and accept more responsibility.
Brian, you mentioned a long-standing history of great instructors at CITC, Kevin being one of them. Can you give us an example of his outstanding instructor ability?
Well, Kevin always had just like an enormous amount of energy. It was exciting to just come to class with the anticipation of what, not that he's a prankster, but what is Kevin going to do tonight? You know, I was in class with a lot of men that from time to time, being in our jobs, we're tired. You show up, you're tired. Some of them are sucking down Rockstar and coffee and blah, 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 and every now and again someone would fall asleep, and Kevin would liven that up real quick, just standing behind him with a BAM! And you knew that second that this guy is for real, he is legit, he is going to teach you whether you want to hear it or not. You're awake now. And just the energy was awesome. I can't explain it any other way than to say that it was awesome to have Kevin as an instructor, because not only was he extremely informative, but he kept class exciting and he instilled just an anticipation in me to want to come back every Wednesday. What is Kevin going to do? It's like your favorite sitcom or whatever it is that only happens once a week. That was Kevin. And so for me, it was awesome.
Well, that's great to hear. It's easy to get excited. I love carpentry, and I'm hoping that they share the energy that I have for the industry and the trade, and just can't wait to share it with them every week when they show up. And I know they are tired, and that's kind of where the band came from, was that it is tough after a day at work, but they were making it every night, and I wanted them to share my excitement.
So, Kevin, you talked about the opportunities in construction, and I was wondering perhaps if you could speak a little bit more to that. There are many people out there who don't realize what kind of opportunities are available to them in construction, from starting off as a laborer and moving on up the way to foreman as you are yourself.
I myself started out learning how to be a concrete finisher. And I tell you, construction now, whether it's HVAC or painting or heavy equipment or carpentry like Brian and myself, is a growth industry. And as I get older, I realize as the average age of construction workers gets a little older, that you continually need to bring in new blood, especially in a growth industry like this. And if you've got the opportunity, the energy, and the work ethic, I can't tell you that there's no better industry to get into than carpentry or construction in general. As you look around just the area now, you can see that construction is booming, and we're always looking for energetic, hard-working individuals and take advantage of construction. It's a great industry, and it's something you can do for a lifetime.
And Brian, has that been your experience as well?
Well, absolutely. When I started in construction, I knew that I wanted to stay within construction, the confines of construction. Being a carpenter, to me, was the most gratifying in the fact that being a carpenter encompasses so many different attributes of construction. You will be hands-on with every different, the HVAC, electricians, plumbers, it doesn't matter. Everything almost circles around and is encompassed, like I said, by a carpenter. Nothing gets built unless the carpenter builds it. So, call it arrogance, I wanted to be part of the top right there. And getting my foot in the door with CITC, I was able to see that through all the avenues given through CITC, I could only excel. It was only going up. And it just, people in general, man, woman, it doesn't matter. There are jobs needed to be filled. And through CITC, I was able to do that, and will continue to do that.